I never thought a single sound could change everything. It was a quiet Thursday evening. I had been careful, or so I thought. My husband, Mark, was working late, and I had a plan to have a private conversation with my friend over the phone. It wasn't anything inappropriate, or so I believed, but sometimes the truth has a way of twisting the narrative. I was laughing lightly, the phone cradled between my shoulder and ear, when I didn't hear him open the front door. The creak of the hinges, the click of his shoes on the floorboards. It all happened in a second. And then he heard it. The words I never wanted him to hear spilled into the open air. I don't know how much longer I can do this. It's complicated. I don't want him to find out. I froze. My heart thudded in my chest. Mark's voice wasn't angry at first. It was quiet, measured, almost stunned. What are you talking about? Panic surged. I wanted to explain, to clarify, to stop the damage, but the words tangled in my throat. The truth, or what he perceived as the truth, had already reached him. For the next few hours, the tension was unbearable. Mark didn't yell. He didn't storm out. He sat silently, drinking water, staring into space, waiting for me to explain. Every second felt like an eternity. I rehearsed explanations, justifications, anything to make sense of what had been overheard, but the more I tried to speak, the more it felt like every word was a trap. Finally, I blurted out the truth, or at least part of it. I explained the context, the misunderstanding, the intentions that had been entirely innocent. But even as I spoke, I knew the seed of doubt had been planted. Some things, once heard, can't be unheard. Some perceptions, once formed, can't be erased. Mark's eyes didn't soften immediately. There was a mix of confusion, hurt, and something heavier. Betrayal, even though there had been none in reality. We didn't sleep that night. We didn't eat together. The apartment, usually warm with laughter, felt like a courtroom. In the days that followed, the relationship shifted subtly but undeniably. Mark asked questions constantly, searching for confirmation or evidence. I became hyper-aware of everything I said, every interaction, every text, every call. Trust had been broken, not by action, but by accidental exposure. Then came the turning point. I realized I couldn't live in constant fear, always watching my words and steps. I decided to let him see the truth slowly, carefully, through observation and patience. No arguments, no fights, just clarity, consistency, and transparency. I made a conscious effort to involve him in conversations, plans, and decisions. I shared everything openly, invited him to meetings with friends, and made sure he could witness firsthand that nothing inappropriate or secretive was happening. The more he observed, the more the misunderstanding faded. Weeks later, after countless small gestures, honesty, and patience, the tension began to lift. Mark looked at me one evening and said quietly, "I think I understand now. I overreacted." I nodded, relief washing over me. The accidental revelation had tested us, shaken our trust, but it hadn't destroyed it. What could have been the end of our relationship became a lesson in communication, patience, and resilience. From that day on, we rebuilt slowly but intentionally. I never forgot the terror of that moment, the accidental words, the fear in his eyes, the silence that screamed louder than anything. But I also never forgot the power of truth when paired with patience and consistency. Sometimes the worst moments aren't betrayal, they're accidents that reveal vulnerability. And sometimes the strongest revenge, or rather the strongest response, is calm, transparency, and letting trust grow, piece by piece. By the time our anniversary came, we were closer than ever. The memory of that night lingered, but it no longer controlled us. It had become a reminder. Truth, patience, and openness can survive even the moments you never wanted anyone to hear, and we did.